Hey, Zack here from Frontenac Outfitters Canoe and Kayak Center. Believe it or not, a common question that is asked is, does a dry suit actually keep you dry? The short answer is yes, no, maybe. What do I mean by that? I mean, there is a bunch of different manufacturers out there, so not all dry suits are, for one, gonna be the same. Quality is going to vary drastically from, some of the imitation suits out there you can get from, say, Amazon or Alibaba compared to, a high-end suit from NRS or Kokatat using Goretex fabrics. How do you stay dry in a dry suit? The fabric is the main reason. And over the years, the fabric has just, gone light years from where it originally started as a, basically a single layer of nylon laminated with, some type of resin to basically make it impenetrable to water. Now, the problem being with that material was the water on the inside, or your sweat, would not make it out. So water wouldn't come in, water wouldn't get out. So you'd be, I'd say, semi-comfortable, but at the end of the day, you're still gonna be really, really damp because likely your inner layers are gonna be soaking with sweat. So over the years, manufacturers have, come a long way with making either their own breathable fabrics or by utilizing fabrics like Goretex, which is kind of the top of the line. Goretex suits 100% keep you much more dry and much more comfortable. They're much less prone to leakage because Goretex sets way higher standards for having to build a suit, and what you can, the factories where you can build them have to be in strict compliance with what Goretex says they have to be. And every Goretex suit that would be produced would be pressure tested to ensure that all the seams are properly taped. There's no leaks inside the suit, and that the fabric is working at 100%. Cheaper suits, they exist, and they may look snazzy and do the job, but they are very prone to leaking, and that's just the reality. The fabrics aren't great. The seams generally like to fail, and the quality of the actual cloth itself is prone to wetting out and letting moisture into the suit. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is type of deals, and there's a lot of them out there. So really, make sure you do your research when you're looking at dry suits. Stick to the reputable brands. They generally have a really good warranty, and talk to other paddlers who've been around for a while, and they'll steer you in the right direction of what brands to use. So more so on keeping, how do you stay dry inside a dry suit? Using proper layers on the inside. Testing your dry suit. I mean, if it's brand new, it should be fine. I would still recommend, maybe doing, before you actually go out on maybe a big adventure, is jumping in the lake, getting into the water, making sure that, it is fully dry. When you get out, your clothing should all be bone dry because you haven't exerted any energy, so there should be no sweat buildup. And that way, your suit's gonna be performing. And you should do this test once, twice a year, depending how much you're paddling. Even the best quality dry suits can fail. They're not bulletproof. They can get scratched up on rocks and get a tear in them, just like any other piece of gear. So you do want to, really make sure that you're looking after it and checking it out regularly to ensure that there's no leaks. How can they fail? Well, just wear and tear. If you're hard on your gear, maybe you don't look after it the best. They do require a bit of maintenance to make sure that they're operating in their best condition. Latex gaskets tend to wear out, so they may need to be replaced every couple of years. It's not overly difficult to do. Or there are lots of people out there that can do it for you fairly inexpensively. The life of the latex gaskets can be prolonged by using products like 303. It just helps lubricate the gasket, keep it from drying out and cracking, that type of thing. The fabric itself, you should wash, depending on how much you're using your suit, it should be washed fairly frequently to keep that Goretex clean, keep the water repellency in it. There are products that you can use to help revitalize if you notice your suit starting to wet out, to help bring back that kind of beading effect to make sure that the suit is bone dry. What do I mean by wetting out? Well, when you get a brand new suit, you'll notice that it's like when you polish your car. You get some water on it, it beads up all nicely. You're like, oh yeah, that looks great. It's just whoosh, off it goes. As the suit ages and starts to wear out, it won't do that anymore, and you'll actually start to develop like wet patches. It may not be leaking all the way through, but you can kind of redo the finish on the suit with products from like Gear Aid. Where can a dry suit fail? Well, they can fail in the zipper, if you step on a rock, if you fall down, snag yourself on a tree branch. So just keep those things in mind. Like I said, they are not bulletproof, but I've had multiple suits for, over my years of paddling, and they haven't really let me down. So really important to just kind of take care of them. For the built-in socks that come on most dry suits these days, you really want to make sure you have some good solid foot protection. On top of that, whether it's an old tennis shoe, a proper paddling neoprene boot, or something like an Astral boot, they all work really, really well. Just make sure it's gonna fit inside whatever vessel you're paddling. Most important thing is it's got a decent sole on it. I like ones that kind of come up to my ankle to protect that whole sock, and I can get that dry suit wrapped right around the ankle. If you have any questions, as always, give us a call, send us an email. We're always happy to answer. If we answer the question, does a dry suit actually keep you warm? You can check it out here.